want your dad to show up. And you want reconciliation. And I know that I played a part. But I'm angry. And I'm angry because I'm still trying out to learn to not be disappointed.
What's up, you guys? It is Mary.
And Amma.
And today we are going to be talking about season 20, episode 1, you guys. Today we are going to really get into Madison and Cody's dynamic. She literally broke down in tears and was talking about the struggles that she is having with Kody. And basically having to basically accept him for who he is, but like also having to deal with the fact that she wants a present father. She doesn't want to just accept him for who he is. She wants a father who's present, who's there, who shows up, who also wants to put an effort into the relationship. And she just feels like, she is like struggling with trying not to be disappointed because she knows Kody will always disappoint her, essentially, as he's been doing for the past few years. Like, I think I was watching some old episodes of Sister Wives this past weekend, and Madison, I remember the first time she was pregnant with her and Caleb's baby, and she told Kody, and she had given him a pacifier and Janelle pacifier to announce it in. They were all so happy for her and stuff like that. And now to the point where now you're not even able to tell your dad that you're pregnant because he hasn't even bothered to see your children in the past 3 years. Like, and I remember there was some wedding that they had gone to or whatever the case may be, and she like had scurried her children away from Kody because her kids didn't remember him, and she didn't want her kids to be startled by this strange man who they don't know, who's now saying, "Oh, hey, I'm your grandfather." So the whole thing is very unfortunate. But like, what do you think about, having a parent that you can't depend on, but you still want them in your life? Like, how do you resolve that? Like, that's complicated, but relatable.
Yeah, and it's very sad because Madison, remember when she got married? Was it Cody who married them?
Yes, and walked her down the aisle.
And
I think.
yes, and she was one of the older children who remembers when Cody at least was
Decent.
trying to be a decent father, right? And seeing about them, at least, going to their homes and things like that, to the different apartments, rotating and actually rotating every 3 days, right? And being involved, at least when he was in their home. And then to go from that to getting to Vegas or Robin coming to their lives. So she has had to deal with her own heartbreak too,
Yeah.
right? But they're in Vegas and just seeing him not being present always. But I think it did not hit too hard, I think, in Vegas because um soon she was 18 and she was out of the house.
Right.
Right. So it's not like a heartbreak. I don't think it's on the same level as the heartbreak for people like Isabel, you know. Yeah, or Gabriel, right? Garrison, because they were there a lot longer. But so yeah, she's dealing with a lot of heartbreak, and it's hard when you get to this space of being disappointed by parents. I
Yeah.
think also what she probably has not been able to articulate is losing some respect for him too.
Right.
Hence the calling him Cody, right? Um, so yeah, losing respect for him as a father because he's just not showing up, and then not treating her mothers well at all, and then not being ethical with it, gaslighting the children, being so unfair. So she has lost respect for him too, just as someone that they looked up to.
Yeah.
But you get to a space, you have to get to a space, and it's very hard. You just have to get to a space to look at anyone who has disappointed you, anyone that you say, okay, well, I do want to still kind of maintain a relationship with them. You have to get to a space to either decide to forgive them, to know that, okay, I'm going into this back into this relationship with my eyes wide open, that he will disappoint me because he is a very flawed individual.
Right.
The disappointment will be there, and when it comes, you have to have strategies of what to do when it happens. Okay, I can stay away for a little while. These days we have texting. You ain't got to really be on the phone talking to somebody. You can text someone, you can leave a voice message. You know, you don't have to call them right away. You can be away for a little bit of time. You can always send a letter, an actual
Yeah.
letter or an email. There's a way to keep in touch without having them in your space. And then when they do show up, when he comes, just know, hey, he might say something that's going to offend you, that's going to upset you. And you just decide when that happens to forgive or address it right away and let it go. But people like Kody, probably, if you try to address it with them right away, it's going to be some drama. It's going to be some gaslighting. Um, it's going to be some manipulation. So you just have to choose your battles.
Yeah. I also feel like with
But
Madison,
that's where she's. Mhm.
no, go ahead.
No, I was finished.
Well, I also feel like with Madison, because she experienced him as a good father, as a present father, I'm sure it's
Mhm.
like whiplash to see how bad he has dropped off. It's almost like day and night, like it's like black and white, like like it
Yeah,
was so good, and there's like no gray areas. Like you're trying to figure out where it all went bad, but it's just like it went bad so quickly. So I feel
yeah.
like I don't feel like it happened quickly, but it definitely happened.
To
Um,
her young eyes, it
yeah,
happened that way. Because one minute you know your father like this as a teenager, and then the next minute you've gone off to college, you've come back, and it's like, wait, what? What's
who is
going
this
on? You're
person?
moving?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I also feel like, sometimes when you have I mean, like you said, you kind of have to resolve in your mind, you know, it's for anybody that you have a relationship with or whatever the case may be. It's like, well, if you want them in your life, it's like you kind of have to accept them or love them from afar. Like you see how much you want them in your life and you set up
Hmm.
boundaries, I feel
Yeah,
and possibly, protect yourself, but don't let them completely in, but
yeah.
set up boundaries where you feel safe, where
Hmm.
this person is gonna F up for sure. So you just protect your
Hmm.
heart. Say,
Yeah,
for example, if say you have a friend or whatever who's been like a childhood friend for a really long time, whatever the case may be, and you love this person,
yeah,
you guys have a great relationship, but you talk to them for too long and all of a sudden they start saying weird stuff or they say something to hurt your feelings. Instead of talking to
yeah.
them for hours on the phone, maybe limit it to 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
little stuff like that, where it's like you get
exactly.
just the good parts of that person when you can,
Yes,
but don't leave yourself so open and susceptible to like abuse. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
exactly,
I think
exactly.
that's the only way, but also you have to resolve in your mind, you have to really be able to look at this person and see what can they do, what can't they do, and also decide, are there
Mhm.
more pros to have this person in my life or are there more cons to
Yeah,
have this person in my life,
exactly,
and then adjust.
exactly.
Because
Hmm.
life is
Hmm.
short. She has children. That's their grandfather. All that stuff. Garrison has just passed.
Exactly.
You're thinking about all
Yeah.
these things, like, is it worth it? Like, I don't want him to pass away one day, or I pass away and they never had a relationship, whatever the case may be. But you also have to think, well, if one of us was to pass away, would that person be there for my children, or whatever? So you have to really think,
Yeah.
like, would it be worth it? I feel like you have to kind of look at it on a case by case basis and see what you really can
Yeah.
handle. But it sucks that you have
Yeah.
to do that with your parent, because we all just want to be able to say, "Oh, my parent is great and fantastic, and they're so supportive and
Yeah.
loving." Our parents
Yeah.
aren't these perfect angelic human beings. My
Yeah.
mom is,
Yeah.
but not everybody has that.
I am not, and she knows that. But that's very kind.
Yeah.
Very sweet. You show me a lot of grace, that's for sure.
Oh, you've done the same
And
for
I'm
me for
happy for
so
her.
many years. I'm like, man, I'm about to have a daughter. Lord have mercy. The wahala I put my mama through. I hope she don't do the same
It's always, I always say it's always that way. You have, you will end up having the most angelic baby. Angelic girl.
to me. Inshallah. But when you don't have that in a parent, it's like you have to see exactly what you want to do. And I feel like with time, good thing time does heal wounds. So I feel like
It
eventually
really
it will get
does. That's
better.
the beauty of time. Yeah, and I always feel as though those relationships, like familial relationships, it's worth, right? It's worth um making the effort. It's worth forgiving. It's worth going that extra step. My younger brother, Malik, said this a long time ago, and I was talking to him. I was actually complaining to him at the time. I was talking about my ex-husband, and I was like, oh, say all this stuff that he had done and all this stuff. And he's like, you just got to forgive. I was like, forgive what? He's like, you just got to forgive. You got to forgive until what? Until what? And he keep on messing up. He's like, yeah, you just got to forgive until, like when you have a family member, you just forgive. You just forgive until. There's no like ending to the forgiveness. It's like this overflowing well of forgiveness that you keep on just heaping on them until the end of time.
Yeah.
But he didn't give me an answer. Like he's just until,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. Madison, she'll try.
Yeah.
Um, but definitely set those boundaries, like you said.
Absolutely. But yeah, y'all, let us know
Mhm.
what you guys thought about this whole thing with Madison and everything. Like, do you think that Cody will change? I mean, are you hoping for the best, or are you
Yeah.
like Madison should just get him out of her life?
And then also one of the things that can help you is to try to remember the good times.
Yeah.
Like try to remember, like try to like sit on that for a while. Like try to put that in your memory. Let that be like a running film in your memory bank. The good times, the good things he has done, Kody has done for you, the times he showed up. Like, when I think of the times he showed up, I think of when he was on his knees walking and the kids were following him, and he's not even my father. I think of when he was there at the wedding, right? And giving Madison off, right?
Right.
Walking down with Addison. I think when he was hanging those lights in the cul-de-sac. They were going to have like a family party or something, and he was hanging those lights with the boys. And I think it was with Peyton and Garrison. Um, I don't know if Hunter was there. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
when he went out with, who was it? He went out with Aurora to get her ears pierced. All the times that so many times when he will drive the truck to go pick them up, to move things. Like he was constantly moving things for them, always busy doing that,
Right.
um, going with each of them to try to build a house. I mean, that's a big responsibility just to do it for one woman, but to do it for four women, go and pick all the different things and to put those four homes up, you know the countless times he sat as head of the family to do these meetings with them, the times that they went camping, so it's like, when they were driving to Vegas, how many times that I think the car wheels were coming off and he stopped. I mean, at times like that, it's so nice to have a man, right?
Right.
To fix the tires, right? They had to depend on them. He had to stop each time. The countless times he drove the big trucks, right? And helping out with that. So he's not even my father. He's just watching him on the show. And so I think that, and I'm sure they have much more, right, than I have in my head. So, or what I have seen, they have much more. And I feel like if you're going to try to have this relationship with Kody, he's a pill, he got issues, okay, that has stemmed probably from his daddy not being there for him. Whatever trauma he went through with that, okay, the father putting him down, like raising up the brother up and putting Kody down, okay, so he got a lot of insecurities. um yeah, but just try to think like all his issues, he's flawed and all that stuff. Sometimes he'll be crass, he'll be an a-hole, but think
Yeah.
about all the good times and stay on that instead. And so when he acts the fool, try to see him through that lens of when he was decent.
Yeah.
And you keep on doing that, it'll get to a point, hopefully, he wouldn't change, but your reaction to the things that he says will not be as strong.
Right.
When he disappoints you, you'll begin to let things roll off your back. It wouldn't penetrate like your heart and sting you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
But
my
we
2 cents.
yeah. But I agree with you, Mama. That's so true.
Mhm.
But yeah, y'all,
Yeah,
we
because
have a
I've had to do it.
You had to do
I've
what?
had to do it several times. No, I've just had to do that several times in my life,
Right.
and that's the only way, really.
Yeah.
If you want to still have relationships with certain people.
Yes. Absolutely.
So
Yeah. We will see you guys on the next video. It is Mary.
and Amma.
And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.